What are some tips for someone with no fighting experience to win in a fight? Aim for the nose. Most people will stop right there if you get them in the nose. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth, Mike Tyson. If they've got their hands down, angled slightly and sort of looking away but keeping you in the corner of their eye, they are lining up for a sucker punch. So damn true. Never use haymakers, hooks and football kicks. They're fucking stupid and will get you beat real fast. The trick is straight punches using your hip to throw your arm a bit more. Try to get in close so the aforementioned kicks and haymakers won't be able to get enough power in. Keep your hands up. If you have to dodge, go sideways instead of back so you keep the distance advantage, but either way don't get in a fight in the first place. This is the advice you want to listen to right here. Don't try to emulate Mike Tyson and end the fight with one haymaker, you'll fail. Keep it simple. A straight jab to the nose will make your opponent's eyes tear up and can tip the scales in your favor. Remember, there are no rules in a fight. Yup, if you are getting jumped there are no rules. Go for the balls. Your safety is more important than any stupid rules. I had a friend in high school that thought he could win any fight if he went for the balls. Well, he got in a fight and went for the balls. Except, the other dude was jacked on adrenaline and beat the shit out of him anyways. This right here. We were sparring during a belt test and I snap kicked this guy to create some distance between us. He dodged sideways and I kicked him about as square off in the nuts as you can hard. He backed off, breathed in, popped himself in the forehead with his gloves and said, "Good shot, dude," and came back at me. Didn't faze him. If there's no way to avoid it, try to keep a low center of balance and make sure to keep your feet on the ground. Don't kick or anything. Once you lose your balance and you're on the ground, it's over. Edit. Yes, apparently everyone and their brother has jiu-jitsu training. The question literally says for people with no fighting skills. If you do go down, bring them with you. But generally, try to keep your balance. It isn't over when you're on the ground, it's over when only you are on the ground. If you can close and take the whole fight to the ground and bend a thumb, finger, arm or knee some way things don't normally bend, you win. Female here. In my 20s got into my first and last fight. We tripped, fell to the ground, and she got me. Even with adrenaline pumping, I had enough strength to grab both her wrists, but then she started headbutting me in the face while I was on my back. If it hadn't been broken up by that time, I would have gotten a broken nose because there was nowhere to go. But, remember when Tom had you in that headlock and you screamed, "I'm a hemophiliac," and when he let you go, you kicked him in the back? Homer, yeah. But, will you teach me how to do that? Homer, sure, boy. First, you gotta shriek like a woman and keep sobbing until he turns away in disgust. That's when it's time to kick some back. And then when he's lying down on the ground. But, yeah. Homer, kick him in the ribs. But, yeah. Homer, step on his neck. But, yeah. Homer, and run like hell. If you find yourself in a situation where you have to fight, there are no rules. You do everything in your power to win. You fight in a manner in which your life depends on it. The person that fights with rules usually loses. Only fools pledge life to honor. There are two kinds of people who get into fights. First, do it for bravado machismo, talk a big game about honor and not fighting dirty, and try to stick to it until they start losing. They'll probably even stop if you say you surrender. The second, assume every fight might be life or death, and that you'll do and say anything to hurt, or maybe kill them and flip the fuck out, trying to hurt their opponent as much as they can. And you never know which is which until it happens. Real advice from best to worst is 1 de-escalate, 2 run, 3 get a tool that lets you hurt them from as far away as possible, 4 scream, shout for help, protect your eyes and temples, 5 try to end it as quickly as you can if you have no other choice. Go for the sensitive soft spots, eyes, ears, nose, throat, solar plex, groin, armpits, and frontal part of the elbow. Oh, and don't assume you know how to throw a punch. You'll get boxer's fractures. That's my purse, I don't know you kick. Protect your head. Fight dirty. Protect your head. At the first chance to disengage, take it. Protect your fucking head. Get the first punch in, and keep pushing your fist after it makes contact. Protect your motherfucking head. Tuck your chin. Distract, sucker punch. Are you really going to try and fight me with a cop car right there? Protect your goddamned head, idiot. Hands way up. Head trauma is no joke. Protect your head. Just to add on, if you have no fight training, the best stance to block against punches is hands on top of your forehead near your temples so you don't block your eyesight. Elbows out. Punch coming from the side? Throw that elbow out. They may connect with it and break their hand, or at the least deflect the brunt of the attack away from your ear jaw. Punch coming from straight ahead. Close up those arms. Again, the punch could connect with your elbow, or at the very least, protect your nose eyes. Obviously this will only work for a few attacks before they start going for other body parts or kicking, but the point is to defend yourself long enough to get out of the situation. If you have to fight back, this is also a really good stance for landing straight jabs. Footwork is important. Stand so that a punch won't knock you over. Don't lean into a punch. Also know what advantage you have over your opponent. If he's bigger than you, try to move to the side or behind him. Moving's harder for him, so make him move. If he's taller, get in close so his reach advantage is taken away. If he's lactose intolerant, throw milk at him. I took a IMCA self-defense class once. The gist of the class was, avoid fights. Don't be a macho man, run away if you have to. If it becomes physical, be very loud to draw attention. Your goal in self-defense is to buy time to escape the area. A kick to the groin or palm strike to the nose, eyes, or chin are very effective. Don't bring a knife to a gunfight. Statistically, within 20 feet or so, other way around. Mythbusters even did an episode on it. Bring a knife and a gun. Get naked. Pro tip, naked with shoes is somehow more naked than full naked. I've never been naked with shoes. It's just like a iguana's intimidation neck flap. You're just like Hawaii and get frightened. Strike. Scream. Run. Yah. Run. Being in a fight is extremely dumb and risky. It should be avoided at all costs, even if you are trained. Edit, or de-escalate. Again, fighting is dumb, and I say that as a guy who has been boxing for 7 years at this point. I don't think people realize how dangerous fighting is. Most people don't know when to stop, especially in a fit of rage. All it takes is the right hit or fall to have serious lifelong damage. Happened to a kid I went to school with. Only got hit 3 times. Third one knocked him out and his head smacked the pavement. Died from brain hemorrhage. Yep. I testified in a murder trial of a guy who killed his brother like this, fighting over a girl in a parking lot at 2 AM. One punch and he hit the ground. Game over. Insanely sad. I cringe every time I see videos on here that indicate massive head trauma. We're really such fragile beings. I avoid fighting altogether if at all possible. But I've been cornered or in other situations where I had to fight my way out. Even if your plan is to always run, it's still a safe bet to get some training for those extreme situations. Avoiding confrontation can save your life as many times as knowing some solid self-defense. Fighting a random stranger would be the worst idea anyone's ever had. You don't know that person, their mental situation, what they are carrying, or what they have to lose. Hell, they may be the nicest person in the world and they lightly tap your chest, you stumble backward and crack your head open and become vegetable. Or they may be a straight up one-ape gangster and they lose the fight then follow you to your car and shoot you. Fighting is stupid.